Hey everybody, it's Robin, and in this video, in this pretty short video, I'm going to show you how to get good at gypsy jazz soloing over this really cool tune called For Sephora, right? So I want to show you some ideas, some ways of practicing your soloing over For Sephora. And when you join the live, send me the thumbs up, send me some love, let me know where you're from, and share it with a friend. Welcome, Samuel. Now, if I was practicing over For Sephora, for a start, I would want to know what the chord changes are, right? So I've got the chord changes written out here. I'll go through them in a second. And there's loads of ways of soloing over a chord sequence, right? You can use licks, you've got scales, arpeggios, melodic playing, all sorts of ways of soloing. And I'm actually just about to teach a masterclass at the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. This is kind of what I'm going to be going through at the club, how to start your solo with a bang, right? I'm going to give you a walk through the changes, so luxurious walk through all the chords and all the harmonic possibilities and licks for the A section and B section, and how to use space, right? How to use space in your solos to make them more meaningful. And then I'm going to finish off with crispy chords, so some really crispy chords. This is all going on at the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club, and if you're not hip to that, then this is where all my best lessons are, and it's where I actually help people personally. And there's a whole community of players helping each other. So go to the link in the description, Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club, and come and join the club. It's really where it's all happening. And welcome, Mickey. Welcome, Mickey. Welcome, Paul. So if I was practicing one way of playing over For Sephora, right, you've got these chords here. And one way of playing is try to look for meaningful, kind of nice notes, the good notes, and leave space, right? So if I was doing that, I'll put the metronome on and just kind of imagine these chords, right? You've got E minor, right? These are the changes. A minor, right? Really simple. B7, B7, E minor, right? This is just the A section of For Sephora. E minor, A minor. Someone says space. Sometimes nothing is everything. Sounds great. So if I was using space, right, I'm trying to leave space. Okay, so there's one little kind of example of me practicing over For Sephora and trying to consciously think, well, I want to leave a load of space, because every time I watch myself back or I watch another player, when they leave space, it always makes what they're playing after the space more meaningful, right? It just makes it more, I don't know, it just sounds way better. And every time I see myself play and I try to fill the gaps too much, it's usually because I'm a bit nervous and I'm trying to impress people. And what's the point in that? You're trying to make beautiful, meaningful music. And one way you can do that is leave space. So play a phrase, then leave some space, play another phrase and leave some space. So if I'm working over For Sephora, right, I've got to play a phrase over E minor, leave some space, play a phrase over A minor, leave some space, B7, and back to E minor. Yeah, so it's be something like this, you know. 1, 2, A minor. Right, now we're going to B7. Right, I'm kind of trying to leave space. You see what I mean? I'm trying to kind of, I'm not saying you want to do that all the time when you're playing in a live situation, but it's a really nice way to practice when you're trying to kind of get good at soloing over certain chord changes. And if you want to get good, like this is the number one bit of advice. If you want to get good at playing gypsy jazz solos or solos in jazz, then you have to practice over chord changes, right? So you actually have to, in this instance, play over and over these chord changes, right, for Sephora. And I've been playing this tune for like 20 years, and you know, people have been playing music for many, many years, and you kind of get better and better at it as you go along, and you kind of feel more comfortable with the chords, and you can kind of express yourself better. So don't think you've got to learn tons and tons of tunes and be good at them all, but kind of concentrate on a few and really practice. When you practice, put a metronome on, which is a good idea, and just kind of imagine the chords going round and play over and over and make sure you can spell them out, okay? And there's loads of ways of doing that, you know, like I say, with licks, with, you know, people use scales and arpeggios. You can play but I can't even say it, melodically. And one way I'm teaching right now is to use space, right? Use a bit of space. If you want more help with all this gypsy jazz stuff, I'm just about to teach a masterclass at the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club, where I'm going to be teaching how to solo on For Sephora, right, this tune. I'm going to be talking about how to start your solo with a bang. I'm going to be walking you through the chord changes of For Sephora, the A section and the B section, kind of showing you all the melodic ideas you can use, how to use space, that's what I'm talking about now, and crispy chords, right? So say I was doing crispy chords over For Sephora, play like this, practice like this. So... comfortable with the ideas, and the metronome's still going to kind of keep me in the vibe of the tune, right? Because I think when we practice all the time outside of music, we get so detached from the actual song that when we play in a jam or when we're playing a gig, all the ideas go out the window. It's hard to kind of execute them in the real way, you know what I mean? So try and keep practicing with the metronome. It can really help. I've just been recording a load of backing tracks, which I put up at the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. By the way, there's a link in the description of this video. If you want more help from me, literally to coach you personally with this music, then click that link, gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com, and come and have a look. It's somewhere where I can help you personally. You'll get help from the community, and it's a really awesome way to learn. So play over the chord changes. It's a simple thing, but actually put yourself into the music, into the song that you're working on, and work on less songs, but get good at less songs rather than kind of half being able to solo through loads of songs. So let's just get the metronome going again. I'm going to leave space. I'm going to play a phrase. I'm going to leave some space. I'm going to play a phrase. I'm going to play a crispy chord, right? So I'm going to play a phrase, play a chord, play a phrase, play some space, and kind of practice in that kind of way. It's just one way of doing it, right? So, right, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, For Sephora, right? E minor, right? Just to remind you, A minor, A. Space. There's a chord. There's a chord. There's a chord. Leaving space. Trying to be melodic. Bridge. Trying to look for the lines. That's what I was trying to play over. D7, G major 7, C major 7, F sharp major 7, sorry, minor 7 flat 5, E minor. So if there's one thing you take away from this video, it's to get good at gypsy jazz solo, and you have to play over chord changes, right? And I've just been showing you how you might practice. One idea to practice over For Sephora, going over and over the chords, and even isolating chords and kind of focusing in on little areas which are a little bit tricky for you to get through. Play less, but play more meaningful lines rather than filling up all the gaps with stuff which doesn't mean anything and it might be a bit clumsy. If you want more help with all the Gypsy Jazz stuff, if you want me to actually coach you personally, which I can from within the club, then go to gypsyjazztransfusionclub.com. That's where I can help you. And how's everybody doing, by the way? I'm in the kitchen in Amsterdam. Let me know where you're watching from. I can see Carlos is in the house, Latra Dives. There's lots of people watching from around the world. Let me know where you're watching from, and click the love heart. And that made me feel better because I'm on my own in the kitchen. So, takeaways from this lesson. You're going to practice solo over For Sephora. You've got to memorize the chords, right? It's quite easy. E minor, A minor, B7, E minor for the A section, right? And then you can practice by just playing simple phrases, right, over the E minor. Leave a gap, go to the A minor, right, really nice phrase. And also back it up with a chord. So play a little phrase, back it up with a chord. It always sounds really nice. Then look for the next note. Right, that sounds great. Then you've got that chord, right? Right, then you come back down the scale there. So when you're practicing soloing, take it easy on yourself. Put a metronome on or a backing track. And just play over and over the changes and try to be conscious, not just to kind of like, to play loads of stuff, but try to kind of play and maybe even sing the line you're playing. That really helps as well. Connect your fingers with your brain, with your heart. Always a good idea. And like I say, if you want help with this stuff, come over to the Gypsy Jazz Transfusion Club. There's a really big community there helping each other, and it's where I put all my best lessons. I'm just about to teach a live masterclass at the club where I'm going to be teaching you how to solo on For Sephora, right, using all these cool things. So if you want to join us, literally click that link and you fill your name and email. I'll be in touch. And when you join the club as well, we start off with a private one-on-one Skype lesson. So that's how I kind of bring new students on. We start with a lesson so I can make a plan for your playing. And that's how it goes because I want you to get good. That's it. I'm going to jump off. This is a really little mini lesson from me. And it's more concept, really. Think about using space, right? Space. Think about playing a phrase, backing it up with a chord, right? It can be really simple, okay? Those two things. And practice over songs that you want to get good at. Keep practicing over those chord changes and use a metronome. Okay, lots of love. I'm going to jump off. Have a great day.